Hello everyone, I'm Yann Outwer, Head of Development at the Louvre Museum. The Louvre is very proud to collaborate with Vacheron Constantin. This prestigious association between two centuries-old institutions allows to bring together unique heritages and common values around art and culture. We believe the Louvre and Vacheron Constantin share the same concern for the preservation, conservation and transmission of heritage and are both deeply dedicated to the celebration of beauty and excellence. Building these partnerships has been an exciting journey for the museum. Our staff collaborates on a daily basis with Vacheron Constantin's team and strongly appreciates the meaning, the relevance and the success of this partnership. Thanks to this joint work, many inspiring creations and promising events are about to come. Striving for excellence to promote art, crafts and heritage will continue to be the priority of this partnership.
Festivities and celebrations are as much a part of the history of the Louvre as of its collections. Let's start with the famous work by Veronese, The Wedding Feast at Cana. This huge work of 70 square meters and over 130 figures was painted in the middle of the 16th century for the entire rear wall of the refectory of the monastery of San Giorgio Maggiore in Venice. The subject is the Christ's first miracle according to the Christian tradition. He was a guest at a wedding in Cana in Galilee. When the wine started to run out, Jesus Christ asked the servants to fill the 2 jars we see in the foreground on the right with water which turned into wine when it was poured out. In transposing the story to Venice, Veronese turned it into a spectacle for which he was censored by the Tribunal of Inquisition. Executed in a Mannerist style, everything in the painting depicts revelry of the wedding banquet. Guests of all kinds participate. Clerks, princes, Venetian noblemen, and the populace too. Veronese brings together historical and contemporary figures, most of whom are fashionably dressed in oriental costumes and turbans. Among the guests awaiting the new red wine is Suleiman the Magnificent. The musicians providing ambience are personified by Veronese himself, and in particular by 2 principal painters of the Venetian school, Tintoretto and Titian. Peter Paul Rubens was a Flemish painter and diplomat, and is considered the most influential artist of the Flemish Baroque tradition. Movement, color, and sensuality could characterize his unique and popular style. With the kermesse or village fete, realized between 1635 and 1638, the painter uses a peasant festival as an excuse to depict bodies in motion. Groups of villagers are arranged in a circle, in various attitudes. The composition shows peasants drawn into a crazy farandole, dancing or eating, with small scenes of gallantry, drinking near an inn. The feeling of a whirlpool is opposed to the calm of the landscape. The work shows an organized tumult with an emphasis on saucy details, like the abundance of scruffy bodies, the excess of positions of couples indulging in debauchery, like a new bacchanal. With this work, Rubens renews the joy of moralistic Flemish village wedding invented by Peter Bruegel the Elder. The presence of the pig snout, a symbol of gluttony, which comes out from his shelter in the right of the picture. And the moralizing silhouette of the church in the background at the top is a perfect illustration of this synthesis. This painting, which was one of the masterpieces of the Sun Kings, Louis XIV, inspired Antoine Watteau for his famous embarkation for Cythera, but in a completely different genre, as we'll now see. The embarkation for Cythera, dating from 1717, depicts a departure from the island of Cythera, the birthplace of Venus, thus symbolizes the temporary nature of human happiness. Watteau celebrates love, with many cupids flying around the couples and pushing them closer together, as well as the statue of Venus, the goddess of love. There are three pairs of lovers in the foreground, while the couple on the right by the statue is still engaged in a passionate tryst. Another couple rises to follow the third one down the hill, although the woman of the third pair glances back fondly at the goddess' sacred grove. This work is a typical example of fêtes galantes, which are kind of an amorous celebration or idealized party enjoyed by the aristocracy of France. Above all, fête galante is the name of a new category of painting, specially created for Watteau by the Royal Academy of Painting and Sculpture in the middle of the 17th century. His characters in ball dress or masquerade costumes, disporting themselves amorously in parkland settings, inspired other painters like François Boucher. Before becoming the largest museum in the world, the Louvre was the place of power, or the palace of French rulers, and two rooms bear witness to this. First of all, La Salle des Caryatides, Caryatid Room. It plunges into the heart of the palace of Henry IV. It was born from the transformation of the old fortress built in the 12th century. Designed as a ceremonial room, this spacious vaulted gallery marked the arrival of Renaissance architecture in Paris in the 16th century. The name of the room derives from the four caryatides, sculpted female figures serving as columns to support here a tribune. The sculptor, Jean Goujon, executed them with fine drapery, close to the body, in a pure Greek style, famous for what we called a wet effect. The absence of arms makes them look like antique remains. The musicians' gallery, supported by the caryatid, is a reminder of the days when the hall of caryatid was used as a ballroom. In addition, the room was also the scene of important historical events, such as the first performances of Molière's plays. Within of the splendor and luxury of this Italian-like room, a prestigious collection of ancient sculptures has been displayed since the 17th century, such as Artemis with a Dew in the foreground. As the second room of our short exploration, the large drawing room, which is part of the Napoleon III apartments, probably reflects the best of the palace's dazzling past. Visiting the drawing room as well as the large dining room is an immersive experience in the opulent Second Empire. The drawing and dining rooms are a luxurious combination of glittering gold, crimson wall hangings, velvet, paintings and stucco decorations. The high society of the Second Empire cultivated the art of conviviality, and the imperial couple could often be spotted among the minister's guests. The large drawing room could be transformed into a theater seating up 250 guests. And for performances involving music, there was a special musician's tribune above the stage.